Yep, we got another long road trip, and obviously the last game we put that to bed somewhat on Sunday, but we're still doing some corrections and getting things fixed because that was not good at all. But our guys are pretty conscientious. We're finding out a lot every week, and we found out a lot what we need to work on from Saturday. But we got another long road trip. Looks like it's going to be probably mid 90s and hot and humid in South Louisiana, so we got to be prepared for that as well. And we've got to have a great week of practice. Sunday was good as far as getting some corrections done, but today and tomorrow are going to be really critical for us to correct our issues and then get ready for the next challenge.
Has your thoughts, 48 hours later, have your thoughts on Saturday's game changed any at all, what they were post-game?
No, we had poorly coached, poorly played, poorly executed, with nothing good about it at all. So it was, we got a lot of work to do, starting with the coaches. Well, we've got to figure out more what our guys can and can't do. We got to do a better job of getting them in position they can make plays. We got to do a better job of adjusting. And all our coaches, I got a really good staff. They're very conscientious, and I didn't tell them anything they didn't already know. But that was, for us, we can't make any assumptions. I think you get in trouble as coaches when you make an assumption that, hey, we assume a guy knows this or assume a guy can do this or whatever, and then you find out maybe they can't. So you got to make adjustments. I think you can almost evaluate too much, but I think you evaluate everything, but after a loss, I think you get into it deeper. And I think most coaches, I don't think I'm different than most coaches. You evaluate everything, from recruiting to what position they're at, what you're doing with them, scheme wise, everything and anything. And I think you got to do that. I think you should do that every week, not just when you have a loss. But I think when you're after a loss, you want to get that bad feeling out of you, and the best way to do that is try to correct your issues. No, I'm miserable. Nobody wants to talk to me, and nobody should talk to me. The only people that, my family will, they know me, and then my two little puppies, they could care less. All they want is a treat. So, other than that, I'm, not very good on the bus or the plane ride home. But I think most coaches, I don't know, some people take it better than others. I've never learned to take it good, ever, and don't anticipate that I ever will. I'm miserable for probably more than 24 hours, but I try to really move on after 24 hours. But yeah, I don't, for 24 hours, I think I've always been that way. Well, we always do a walkthrough, kind of a corrective walkthrough in all phases of special teams and on offense and defense. Typically, it would go about a half hour. Offense and defense, so it was a little longer than that, probably more to 45 minutes. But it wasn't like, okay, we're going to run the heck out of these guys and all that, because, if I'm running anybody first, it should be the coaches. We're the ones that needed to do some correction. So we, one thing about it, I watched the whole film of the whole game with the whole staff, and that took about 4 hours. Typically, I would maybe not do all. We always watch the special teams together and then offense, defense separate. But we watched the whole game in detail for a little bit longer than normal. And it wasn't so much to, critique the coaches as much as it was, okay, this is what are we doing, what can we do, and so it was more corrective in nature than it was critical in nature. But it was both. Yeah, we need to see more of him. I think, obviously he's still learning as all of them are. And we like, first play he turned the wrong way, and then he scrambled to make a couple yards out of it. But he competed pretty well. He missed one. He'll be the first one to tell you it was a wide open touchdown and just missed it. And some of those things that you'll grow through. But we got to get him more reps in practice. He's not ready to be the starter this week. But we evaluate everything every week. I think Zion is had very limited practice last week, and that was and then he got a little dinged up in the last game, and so he'll be our starter if everything is healthy and he can practice. And Aaron's still competing, and he's still growing. He's a freshman in the system, and Tayshawn did some good stuff. So we're going to keep repping all those three guys. Yeah, he's had a stomach issue for, I don't know, maybe his whole career. I mean, he's thrown up in every game, and it's not like he's eating. And this time the trainer believes it's not with food; it was the Gatorade or whatever. So I don't. We've looked at try getting some medicine. And I think it's getting better. That is, and he wants to play, but he's never gained weight since his whole time here. So we're trying to figure out what the issue is and try to get him as healthy as we can get. But he's a competitive guy, and he knows that he needs to be able to practice more. His shoulder, we thought initially was maybe been a labor and tear, but it's not. It's just more of it's just going to be sore, and we try to rest it, kind of give him a pitch count during the week. But hopefully rehab will get that better too. Back to some degree. We don't know if he's going to be all the way back 100% healthy or not, but he'll practice. I'll be able to tell you better in a couple of days. He'll practice today, practice tomorrow, and then we'll see where he goes.
What will that do for the line, whether it's this week or in a few weeks to have that?
Yeah, I have an experienced guy, a veteran up front. Trey Brown can play both center and guard, and Trey's played pretty well. He's played solid there. And Cangelosi can play both of them as well, and so that'd be good because we have a from a depth standpoint and have another veteran there. And again, with the way Trey's been playing, we don't have to rush Kanji in there, but we hope to get him ready to play this week.
The result you got Saturday, did you feel like you saw that coming at all?
Not really. I mean, I didn't, like I said, I try not to make too many assumptions, excuse me, at all in any game this year, and not even so much where we're at program-wise, just because it's the first year. We're figuring stuff out in practice. Usually you can tell, okay, in practice this is what we have and don't have, but when you play somebody else, you find out more answers. The worst part is Tulsa was better than us in all phases, but we did not play our best either. And we didn't, that's all on all of us. So that was, it's hard to, where are we as a program? We need to play better than that to make a true measurement of it, and we can play better than that.
A lot of young guys on the team, this is their first loss here, maybe some of them their first loss as a college player. How do you talk to them about leaving that loss of last week and kind of moving on?
Like quit answering questions about it 3 days later. I'm just saying. I mean, you talk about 24-hour rule. I told the guys, I said, we ain't gonna bring it up, other than the fact that bring it up on corrections. Like if they make a mistake today and tomorrow in practice that they made in Saturday, then it will be brought up because that's corrective in nature and it's coaching. But other than that, I mean, you ever see the movie? I always bring this. You ever see the movie The Lion King? The monkey hits a lion over the head, and the lion goes, "What the hell did you do that for?" He said, "It doesn't matter. It's in the past." It doesn't matter. It's in the past. But we're going to get hit over the head a few more times, I'm sure, at some point. But we got to eventually just learn from it and move on. You didn't think you was getting a Lion King reference today, did you? Raquel's heard that before. So, what was it? Who we got today? Oh, yeah, we got two guys here that have played well in every game. Two veteran players, two guys. Sean has been really good at the tight end spot. I mean, you talk about a physical. He's 250 pounds. He's a big guy, and he likes to block. He likes to do that, and so he's certainly a weapon in that regard. And I'm really pleased. And then Chris has played his best football since he's been here. Been very consistent in every game we played. Played well a lot on Saturday as well. So we got two guys that have played a lot of football when we got here, and they've completely bought in to what we're doing now. And so excited that they're here, and they still got more time after this year. That's the best part. They're still young guys. So two good players here.
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes to lose in that kind of fashion. I mean, like Coach Rod said, we made a lot of mistakes that we're going to correct in the future. And I really don't see us looking back on that game too much. Um, we're looking to go 1-0 every week, and we're not looking back on how many wins or how many losses we have so far.
Coach told us that he's different after a loss, and we all got to see that Saturday. What did that look like? What's it look like since then?
Ever since I'd say Sunday after our practice, we've kind of turned a new leaf. We're focusing on the next game, but as far as after the game, I don't think I've ever seen him like that day in my life.
Especially what way?
You see him on the sidelines trying to correct people and yelling at people all the way across the field, and he's going to be like that every day because he's a good coach, and that's what good coaches do. But I think whenever he's doing that, I know he's supporting us too.
But after the game, you mentioned after the game, it was different.
He was kind of in a mood where he didn't really want to talk. We had our little meeting after the game, and it might have lasted 1 or 2 minutes, and that was it, really.
Can you talk about what y'all seen out of Nichols and what you expect this week?
I expect a good game out of us. They play hard. I don't think their record shows what they've been able to do on the field so far, but I think they're a good team. I think they all play hard, and I think it's going to be a really tough game.
3 guys got in at quarterback on Saturday. Do those guys have different strengths? Can you kind of break down what you see from those guys, how they're maybe different?
We haven't seen a whole lot of Tayshawn yet. I think he's one of the most athletic guys that we have on the field. But, like Coach Rod said, he's kind of inexperienced, and he's not getting all the reps in practice that he needs to actually fulfill that starting spot yet. The thing about Zion, he's got 3 or 4 years of starting in his and I think he's going to be our guy moving forward. And Aaron shows highlights of he can throw the ball 80 yards downfield, and they all have their strengths and their weaknesses, but they all fit in our offense really well.
And I understand, Zion wasn't maybe feeling his best on Saturday. What's it like when you're watching your teammate maybe not be his best, but watching him fight through and still go out there and play?
That's one thing about Zion. He's going to fight through no matter what. He's been dealing with this ever since the spring. And, he's had an ACL surgery. His shoulder's messed up. He's got a stomach issue. But knowing that he's going to fight through kind of pushes the rest of us to fight through all the little minor injuries that we might have.
Well, each week we want to go 1-0, and that's the ultimate goal, is getting the win on Saturday. But we couldn't get the win. Right now, as far as we want to turn over a new leaf and just grow from our mistakes. Saturday, I feel like we weren't playing Jacksonville State football. We lacked focus on our attitude, concentration, our effort, and those are ultimately the things that we can control as players, is our attitude, concentration, and effort, and it just wasn't there Saturday.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Sean. What's Coach like after a loss?
After a loss, you really don't want to be around Coach Rod after a loss. Nobody likes to lose. Nobody wants to lose. But it's just something that he has a standard from us, and when we don't play to the standard or above the standard, then it's not acceptable at all.
What have the conversations been like between you and your teammates, the players, the last couple of days?
On the last couple of days, we just really been want to take what we messed up on Saturday and fix it. Moving forward, each week we want to go 1-0. Now that it's Monday, the 24-hour mark of Saturday's loss is gone, so we're past that. We're on the Nichols. We're focused on going 1-0 this week and locking in and playing to that expectation.
What have you seen from Nichols? What are you preparing for specifically for this week?
Nichols is a good team. I know everybody that plays Jack State is going to play their best football. We have a reputation of playing good football here, so everybody that plays us is going to play their best. So this week, we have to just lock in on the little things, the little details, the small details that Coach Rod has been on us about, and just focus in.
Do you get the sense, with y'all moving up, that maybe there's a little bit of target on your back, like other teams maybe are looking to prove something?
Yeah, that's what any level of football. I feel like we're going up another level, so FCS teams feel like, oh, this is a chance to show that they're capable of, moving up. Maybe they look at it like that. I look at it as we are right now. We're still FCS, but we need to start turning to the FBS level, playing that FBS level football.